Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to make these really cute Tinkerbell cookies. So stay tuned and I will show you how. Here's the things that I used: a ballerina outfit cookie cutter that I found on eBay. I also found on eBay a Tinkerbell wing cookie cutter and it came in a set. Some silver sanding sugar, black food coloring by Wilton, electric green by Americolor, and some disco dust and shimmer dust. Alright guys, let's get started. Alright guys, now to put these together, like I have here, you will have to set this on top and stick it on there with some thick royal icing. You can use any color. I just happen to have some white here, but you will have to add some on the top part of the ballerina dress. And then here at the bottom, that V, just put some at the bottom there. Don't put on the sides here because it'll stick out here, so you don't need it. Now I would give this about 30 minutes to dry up a little bit so it'll stick on there. Alright guys, so it has had time to dry, so it's on there nice and firm. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this detail here. I really wanted to do it nice and detailed, like so it'll look like her wings, that the way they look from the back. So I have here a black icing, and I have it in a tip 0 because I really want just a thin outline. So I'm going to do somewhat of a heart shape, upside down heart shape. I'm going to start close to the center here in the middle, and I'm going to bring it down and attach it, kind of like a teardrop or a petal, and attach it again. Then here I'm going to start in the center, bring it up. Oh, I have signature over here. And then I'm going to start here in the center, kind of loop it, and bring it all the way up. Oops, I have white icing on there. Then I'm going to do the other wing. Okay, I think I did a little bit too thick. That's good. So that's the design that I want to have. So I'm going to let this dry for a while. I'd say an hour or so, because I am going in with my white, and I definitely don't want any of this black to get absorbed into that white, so I'm going to give it plenty of time to dry. Alright guys, so I'm going to move on to the skirt, and I have here a tip number 2 in sort of like a neon or lime green, and I'm just going to kind of outline it really quick and then just fill it in, not putting too much icing on it because I still have to go over it with more icing. I'll just smooth it out, and I'm going to finish up the rest, and I'm going to give this some time to crust a little bit so then I can go over it with the other like little petals that she has on her skirt. I'm still giving this outline some time to dry before I go on there with my white, so I'm going to go ahead and give it some time to dry. Now do the petals. This has had time to dry, so I have here still number 1 in that same icing, and what I'm going to do here is, see how it has the little scallops or the little hills separated here. So each one of them is going to have a little petal. So I'm going to find the one in the middle, and I'm going to start off with that one. So I'm just going to bring it from here and kind of do it like sharp at the bottom, and then thicker from the center, like that. And then go ahead and fill it in. And then push it all the way to the back to the bottom part of that wing. And then just bring it out, make sure that it ends out with a nice little peak. So that's what you're gonna have. Now you're gonna let this dry before you continue on with the rest, and then continue on dry, waiting for the other one to dry so you can continue on with the rest, and so forth and so forth. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to one that already has dried. So this is what it's going to look like. I already started putting in that white. We're going to be doing that a little bit later, but I did that so we can move on, just like I'm doing right now. So here I'm going to go ahead and do the other petals on the sides, but it won't be a complete petal like it is here. But I'm going to start at the bottom always with that peak, and then I'm going to move it up and tapering at the top. And then just fill it in. Just make sure that your petal on the side of it has crusted. It doesn't have to be completely dry, but at least it's crusted, because if you do it too soon, it's gonna merge and it's gonna lose that petal shape. It's gonna just attach to it. So now you can go ahead and do the other one on the other side. Again, starting off with a V with a point, going outward and then coming in, tapering in. So make sure that you're sticking this icing in underneath the wing, and make sure that you take this out, a little peak. Okay, so I'm gonna put this aside and bring in my other one. So that's what it's going to look like. And now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other ones. And so you get the idea. Each one that you'll do, you'll let it dry, and then you'll continue on with the other one. And to push it underneath that cookie. And make sure that you pull it out. You'll have something like that. See if I have one more already made. Okay, let's do that one. So now I'm here with my last one, and second to last on this side. So now I'm gonna do the same thing again. Triangle and pull it to the top, fill it in, push it underneath that wing, and pull out your peak. And then you can do this side over here. And remember, since this one here has one more to go, you're gonna let this crust before you move on to that last petal, and then you'll be done with the bottom part and you can move on to the wings. So that's gonna turn out really nice. Alright guys, so I'm gonna let this dry. I don't have another one, so I'm gonna wait a few minutes for this to dry so I can finish up that last one. And I'm gonna let the rest of them dry as well before I move on to this, because I have to put that sanding sugar on here, and if I do it now to any of the ones that I've done already, it's going to attach to my wet icing here at the bottom, and I don't want that. So everything has to dry before I move on to the wings. Okay, so last petal, V-shape and up and fill it in. And that's it. I'm gonna give this again some time to dry, and then we can move on to the top part.